Got another one. We try to bring these things out as much as possible. We're going to the year 2003. This is a movie called Bad Boys 2. I covered the first one. Very different, not much hip hop or anything involved, but like real melodic music on it. It was cool. So they bring in Ron Shelton, who had wrote White Man Can't Jump back in the day, and Jerry Stahl. You get the return director. This is his baby, Michael Bay, starring Martin Lawrence. You have Will Smith, both reprising their roles as detectives. And then you have Gabrielle Union, who's like a newer addition to the crew. It's just a continuation, really, of the first one. New set of problems. They're trying to control the flow of ecstasy into Miami. It's really gotten out of hand, and a lot of people are getting killed behind it. So, you know, Will and Martin are all over this. I really love these bad boys. They give you just this unique look at Miami. This one is Haitian field, so I'm glad that Michael Bay used a lot of the Haitian nation in Miami to influence this film. Diddy got his hands all over this project. It was released under Bad Boy and Universal, which Diddy fought for. I think what's fun about these movies is you get the action of, you know, that Michael Bay brings to his movies, the action sequences, mixed with just like the charismatic and funny of Will and Martin.
Mother nigga turned evangelist, but I can't quit cause I'm on some abandoned shit. Fuck the money and the white sand and shit. When it's said and done, you gonna understand this shit. Your man talking about hummus and little cars that only fit in his little house, little garage. This lifestyle is just a little mirage. She the type of cat that never had a menage. Back rub, you know a little massage type shit. You get food head, nigga in charge. I'm in the rooms listening to the bar.
So they started this soundtrack off with vibes of just dance vibes. And you know, with Diddy being executive producer, that is the direction, because he is the dance master. He want to make you dance at all costs. So he teams up with Pharrell, and they do this like producer rapping thing. The first verse is Diddy just rapping, and like you don't always get Diddy verses, but I like to see Diddy rap. Somebody always bar something pretty dope for him. And then I just like the way he was like, give you a ballistic report on where he at, you know. You got Pharrell who comes in, he starts spitting the second verse. Obviously the beat sounds like Pharrell. Brought Lenny Kravitz on to do the hook, you know, which he brings that rock influence, but he loves like dealing with hip hop and dealing with hip hop guys, even though that's not the music he makes. He's like, whatever the fuck you want me to do, bro. He's always been down for the cause. And then you got Loon, man, and I've always been a big fan of Loon. Just the smooth raps he brought to the game, but Loon could really rap though, and he just one of them dudes that people got fucked up. He's like kind of this R&B rap dude that like really been in them streets though, but people don't know it. They just know him as the R&B cat. It's got a Miami feel to it, you know. You feel like you could hear this coming from somebody a little speaker on the beach around 2002.
Rico smoking that la la la. Beanie Siegel smoking that la la la. Neptune track smoke like la la la. Mr. Rock baby sing I love the vibe. Come on, excuse me, miss. I'm the shit. You should come hang with me. Yeah, basically. Hold up, skip all the singing, let's get right tonight, mommy. I know my English ain't as modest as you like, but come get some, you little bums. I take the cake from under the baker's thumb. I bake the cake, get two of them for one. Then I move the weight like I'm open, son. I show you how to do this, son. Young no mess with chicks and Burberry patterns. Fake Manolo, boo straight from Steve Madden. He patterns himself to rap JFK. You wanna pass on my Jacqueline on asses, then hop your ass out that Escalade.
Young Hove. You know, this was around the time I was really just starting to get Jay-Z, like starting to understand his raps. Would have to go back, like I was going back on his old records at this time, just like, cause he was really growing on me. My brother was a huge Jay-Z fan at the time, so like it made me pay attention to him more. It's a weed smoking song, and I didn't even know like Jay-Z was a big weed guy, you know, but he can, you know, he been with The Rock, he been in those studio sessions, you know, he's been down the road. So, but you don't look at him as like a weed head in no way, shape, or form, really, especially not at that time. So for him to come on this record and kind of give you could tell he linked up with Pharrell on here. Pharrell's kind of like flexing so far on these first few records. I need more weed songs from Jay-Z. Why was this like the only weed song this nigga ever made?
What your name is? Where you from? Turn around. Who you came with? Is that jazz?
actually went with this song as the single and put, movie clips in the video and really ran with this song as like the lead song for this project, which, I kind of agree. Down south, those sounds were coming in and infiltrating, like Yin Yang Twins was hot, Ludacris, Nelly. Smarts for Diddy putting this together, getting Murphy Lee, Nelly, and Diddy rap. Diddy really tried to rap on this album. He got another verse in this joint. His verse is kind of whatever. He got washed by Nelly and Murphy Lee, but you never look at a Diddy verse to like really compare them. You just be like, oh, that's good for Diddy. Diddy actually pulled off a dope little verse, because I look at Diddy like he's a more he's like his character is Flavor Flav like, but way cooler and smoother with it. So whenever you can get him to rap, it's just like how Flav was when he rapped. He didn't rap much, but some songs they just clear the floor and let Flav do his thing. So I remember recording this off the TV onto like the cassette tape. That's how I'm showing my age right there. That's what I remember from this song.
So I gotta do what I gotta do. My soundtrack late night. I know what times you feel stressed out. What I'm trying to set you up so later on I can buy you up his guest house. But for now I gotta hug the block. I know you sick of visits from undercover cops and running to the kitchen, trying to hide the pot. Just give me a minute and I'ma flood you with rocks. I got a wicked jump shot, let's be real. Ain't no scouts gonna get a sad nigga a deal.
Fat Joe and Diddy, obviously. Diddy's rapping again on here. It's like Diddy tried to use this low key as his own album. He was like, nigga, I'm gonna rap on every verse I possibly can. Big fan of Fat Joe. Shout out to Fat Joe. Just the hood peacekeeper at this point. I really enjoy Fat Joe. He's teamed up with Dre from Cool and Dre, which I didn't even know they were that tight and was making that much music together. But this shows you, even back in 2003, they were locked in. And to this day, every time I see a Fat Joe record, I see Dre popping up around it. So I'm not crazy about this record. It's it sounds okay. I see what they were going for. Like it does feel vibey, but like it's just Dre singing on it. I like Dre's voice and what he could bring to stuff. He's very dynamic. But this one, it's not enough to carry me.
I just can't see no one else like you. All the love you give me. Crazy to love when your hands are on my body. Said you're gonna stop my feet. So keep it all me. Give me a little to me. Oh, you give me a little to me.
Queen B in the building. Shout out to Beyonce. Early Queen B when she was really chopping the game. This was when she was making her bones. I never really heard her and Diddy get together and make something. So this is interesting to hear them two together. It's this beat is a little like it's something weird and quirky about it, like very animated about it, but it's still dope. I think they might have heard her make that Proud Family song, so they knew she could go on those like very adolescent beats and bring them alive. Uh, you know, Ryan Leslie wrote this, so he's like pinned behind it. You can hear how Ryan Leslie how he could write this. But Beyonce brings it to life, and I actually kind of like it. After you let that joint ride, like the hook is kind of dope too. Beyonce don't make nothing whack. It might not be a favorite Beyonce snatch, but oh, she gonna her voice is just so crisp that she can fuck around, and she can like go into like riffs that hip hop guys do, but sing it. So that's what make her dope, and that's why like her and Diddy would be a match made in heaven. It don't really sound like it goes with this soundtrack though. Sound like it should be on like Osmosis Jones or some shit.
It kicks it quick, you know how black niggas get. With the hoods, with teams, with the boots, with trees, smoking weed, flipping keys, making crazy cheese, hitting buckshot, niggas, open spots on the avenue. Take my loot and I'm bagging you. Pippin' hoes that drive bobos and rodeo. Blast the roll, make a whip in the pantyhose. Damn, a nigga style is unorthodox. Flip the block when I walk down the crowded block. Just in case a nigga wanna back out, I just black out, rolling motherfucking back out.
50 Cent had done this beat already and put, he had done this with the label mates, and I think it was for like a mixtape, Green Lantern Invasion joint. and Diddy just peeped it, threw Biggie on it, and kept the 50 verse because like, Eminem, other niggas got verses on this joint. So like he just kept them two on it. It was just like, yeah, I'm gonna do this for New York, keep it very New York. And so that's a Diddy move. Of course, Biggie sound crisp as fuck on this joint, like he made it. Uh, this is just a classic beat, man. None of these niggas actually originally came out with this song. I don't know where this beat originally came from, but it's old school and it's classic. And the hook I'm not too crazy about, but it's the realest niggas. It's cool.
Freeway got the hood on smash, poppin' tape, step on gas and kick those niggas. Freeway got the club on lock, step on stage, shut it down, leave with a brawl, check for the edge, post up, fans up a circle the block, all the cops is the rock in your area, post up, distribute to the block, freeway move the rocks in your area, yeah, cops trying to shut me down, cops trying to shut me down, haters wanna hit me up, but my Glock carry heavy rounds, back carry heavy rounds, back in the Chevy truck, what?
Freeway and PD Crack. And these dudes, it's fun because like, I don't know if people really recognize how good Freeway could be on like club records. And really just doing a super club. This is his most crossover song, I think, that he has, because it's got the tempos to be just super clubby. I forgot that Freeway could do that. I usually take him on these, he be sparking these fucking New York gritty ass beats, but he's a hitmaker. He could find a way to make his shit, appeal maybe in a pop space. PD Crack, he's just, man, he fucked me up. Every time I hear PD Crack, I just think he's very special and be like, who is that fucking Mexican dude? I just be thinking he's like Spanish in some way. And I think he might be, but he definitely a nigga too. And he come through on everything I hear him on. I heard him on this Neo record back in the day, and he plays that. But I don't know how his solo shit is. I never really gave his solo shit a try. But on features, bro, that nigga PD Crack is exactly that.
Wanna pass one, but it feel like two. Hey, young pup, what you want your big homie to do? Just say the word in his hand, spread it all over the curb. I mean, ain't nothing to a player, it's like rolls of herb. Click clack on your fags, now I'm back in the birds. I'm ready to splurge. I'm about to put you niggas in terms. The first and the third, the day that I only reserve to get this money with my niggas that bird. The curb, my nigga, you can fuck what you heard. You niggas talk shit, pop that bitch, let's
Stevie J on the beat, terrible beat. I mean, I get it. He's trying to make it cinematic. I get where he's going, but this joint is just horrible to me. And then you got Snoop and Loon, which are two people I really respect. And Snoop actually even trying to eat on this joint, but it's just not enough. There's no concept to it, and the beat is funny. And you got these two niggas going on it, and the hook is whack. Like Snoop tried to do a variation of an old Snoop hook, and it's like a way weaker version, and I'm not with it.
Bad boy, baby. I hear Bone Keisha, Tanya, Tip, your blood clot, or I cocked the fifth. Had a bitch in my 036, had a whole rock in my red gold Cartier on my wrist. Now, think about it while the streets are wrong. Fuck around, won't be shit in the crib when you get home. I roll with Sean Combs. I'm in Capri jet ski, watch him do it to the chloroform. Bad boy, come through the boy, and I'm holding this boy. While he in the hood, slinging the oil. Oh, y'all want a girl to eat Saint Laurent. You rather fuck a hell with a bullshit galore now. And what the fuck he on? Stop your blood clot crying for this place to playing.
It's not a horrible song. Like I've heard worse. It's got that Diddy bop. It's not crack. It got Mario Winans on the joint. Mario can sing, he knows what he's doing. I don't really like this vibe for Mario. It's not super clean, but he makes it clean. But I don't see him here, I don't see him in this Diddy realm much. For the feature, I don't need this, and I don't need him in the Diddy vibe. They threw Foxy on it just to kind of try to save it, but I don't even like Foxy on this shit. I like Foxy in different little vibes, more tropical New York vibes, or just some gutter shit. But not like this.
No, she don't waste no time. Move it to the floor. And when she starts to shit, calling your mama saying, wanna go home. Baby, tell me why can't I have you?
producing for him, I don't care for him and Diddy meeting up. You know, like Timberland was the heaven sent for JT. Him and I don't like Diddy trying to put Justin in this box because you gotta really let him go out way outside the box to find his mode. And I don't think Diddy did that. Not definitely not on this beat. This does not sound nothing like it should go to Justin Timberlake. But Justin made the best of it and just showed his prowess. But nah.
On the bigger song, bigger thing. It was my arm for bigger charm, bigger ring. It was a car on his arm, nigga train. Drop the bomb, what do my mom? This nigga's playing. That shit run, that shit run. Yeah, the sounds of the bass. Niggas don't hear it. Niggas don't see something we don't got.
Loon back, and that's Diddy's boy. He put him on. He got him some looks on this soundtrack here. It ain't one that's gonna super stick to you, but Loon has his moments in this record. I'd say listen to it just because it got a little groove. If you can get past that annoying ass 2000 beat, you can find some juice in there. But it's not off rip. It's not just killing you with the juice. So for most people, it'd be a skippable record.
Mary J. Bad Boy. Collaboration. Yeah, we're going to start. Let's go.
Baby, don't go. You know I need you so. Sometimes my pocket's in the way. I say things I don't mean. When I think you're hurting me, I love you more and more each day.
There we go. That's the Diddy sampling I need. Sample Tribe Called Quest. Find a Way, one of my favorite records ever by anybody. That's like really high up for me, and they sampled it on here. And then put Mary J on the motherfucker. Can't Lose, hit. Really, this is like probably to me the best hit on this motherfucker. Next to those big songs that connected with me when I was young, like Shake Your Tail Feather and La La La. So right there with those, bro. And at my grown age, it's even higher just because of that sample.
I'm a soldier type, keep grip on still like Kodak. Money bulging out my pockets, I peel with both hands. International dope man, known as a D-boy. If you see me, then you know you can call him a decoy. Me, all I do is move blow off the corner. Paper chasing cause I'm trying to stack dough like Homer. I'm trying to keep my head on tight. All the blockers make a nigga wanna ride at night.
You got the band, which Diddy came out with this reality show where he created a band. A bunch of artists got together and like competed to become a band. And great show, broke television history, one of a kind. I don't think they do variations of those, but like nobody really did it like Diddy. And this was the product. I think this was the first season, I want to say. This song for me, it's kind of one of them heavy. He's kind of doing the hook and got the verse, so it kind of seemed like one member of the band song. Other rappers come in, but it's not utilizing the whole band, so that's one strike against it. And then the beat is cool, but the hook I'm not too crazy about at all. The verse is alright, but then it's forgettable. You could forget a record like this, especially if you wasn't super into that band and you just like, who the fuck is the band? Should have gave him a better name than the band. And it's a Diddy project. It's a Diddy soundtrack, so it works out. It's like it's not gonna be whack. Some whack beats on here and a few whack performances, but they don't bring the whole value of the soundtrack down. It's actually a pleasant listen. Some sneak songs, like some Beyonce songs by big artists that you forgot about or never heard. That's pretty cool on it. And then there's some that's very weak. I approve of it, man. And I might be a little biased just because I like the movie, a lot. But the movie, I'd say, is right on par right here with the soundtrack. I mean, if you ain't seen the movie, you tripping. But I could definitely see you missing this soundtrack. Man, I'ma holla at y'all. Be easy breezy.